Okay, so when I was watching this trailer, I was like the entire time, I was like, this isn't actually a Joker movie.
It's not a Joker movie. Fuck off. Ian, this is the beginning of the show.
Hello, people. This is a very special episode.
Is it?
Is it? Yeah.
Why is it special?
It is. I don't know why I just repeated what you just said.
What's special?
Huh?
What's special about
The
it?
number of the episode.
Is it 25?
Yeah, episode 25.
I knew that would be the special number.
Yeah.
It's my number.
I actually prepared a cake.
No, you didn't.
What if I just pull it out from the drawer?
Pulled a cake out. That's pretty cool. Episode 25. That number is significant to us because we both wore 25 in high school. It's my number because I wore it senior year, so, not you.
I mean, but I wore it
Suck
first.
Yeah, but I
For
don't
longer
care.
on varsity, so.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I
I hope you have a lot to talk about.
I mean, we should have a lot because it's been like a week and a half since we did an episode, but
do you have a lot? No.
I got some stuff. I got some.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about the reason we didn't record when we normally do is because your brother was in town. We did the guest episode last week, but then we went and we went to the games, which was really cool. Let's talk about that.
Yeah. Oh, the games themselves were fucking dope. I think we both fell in love with Texas Tech.
Yeah, a little bit.
Jared Culver. Yeah,
a little bit.
Yeah.
So that was my first basketball game I've ever been to in person. Super cool. It gave me a lot more respect for the physicality of basketball, the sort of like the kinetic energy of basketball. Just like, obviously when you're watching it, you know there's a lot of movement, you know there's contact and stuff. But when you see it in person, it's just, and you see like the size of the people, and you can really tell how quickly they're moving and how hard sometimes their collisions are. It gives you a lot more respect for it, I think.
And it's weird how like
and dunks are way cooler in person.
And it's weird how like the differing perspective, like depending on what angle you're sitting at, like the court looks so much smaller and the players look so much bigger.
Yeah, it's crazy
than what they do on TV.
Yep.
Do you feel like how do you feel like this has influenced your like watching of basketball? Are you like second guessing yourself, or like where you're like, oh, like fucking that wasn't a very physical play, but like you're.
Well, I think now I have even more. I've always felt like people were a little bit like blasé about content. Like when you watch like two dudes run into each other in slow motion on TV, you can very easily be like, that's not hard. That
right.
But I've always kind of been like, no, those are giant people running into each other very quickly. That's gonna hurt.
Yeah, for sure.
So I haven't never been like to the level that a lot of people are, where they kind of push it to the side. But it gave me even more respect for it, like just seeing dudes fly around and crashing to the floor and stuff, and just like seeing like dunks in person, lobs in person are so awesome. Woo, my boy Chris Bosh, aka actual name, Tariq Owens.
Fucking imagine what it would be like to see someone like Zion.
Yeah, it'd be nuts.
Yeah,
it'd be completely insane.
And like how fucking awesome it is to see Tariq Owens throwing down a lob. You know, like that is hype as fuck. But when you see
Jared Culver dunking on that dude,
he fucking completely took over the game.
Yeah, that was
the end.
That's kind of like, so we went. Your brother's an FSU fan, what we talked about last week, and we got to see FSU Gonzaga. First of all, Gonzaga's marketing department literally hire anyone else. You're garbage. Their shirt said, their little hashtag said, Gonzaga exists.
I think that's pretty good.
No, you don't. Don't lie to the people. That's a bad hashtag.
Can you come up with a worse hashtag?
No.
Gonzaga is butt.
That's at least funny. At least it's funny.
And it could be perceived as ironic, you know?
Yeah,
what I mean?
sure.
Like, whereas like Gonzaga exists is like, what? You guys are serious?
That's your bar. Your bar is that you're real. That's all you need people to know about you. And then the other one that said no limits, but it was like NO in bold, and then the K and the W were like faded. So it was like they have no limits, but also they like want you to be aware that there are limits at the same time.
They know that they have no limits.
I don't know, man.
I think that's the thing.
Maybe. It's not good. It wasn't good. Like, Gonzaga was good on the court, and they ran away with the game in the second half. But, rough marketing. I think it's kind of weird. Like, we had a great time and really enjoyed watching the games and felt like the games were really good, even though it was two of the least competitive games of the weekend.
Yeah.
But the tournament from the Sweet 16 on has been nuts with close games.
Fucking Texas Tech actually made it to the national championship.
Yeah,
Dude,
baby.
what if they
fucking guns up, dog?
Go Red Raider Nation, dude. Dude, yeah. What if they fucking win the
It'd
national
be awesome,
championship?
dude. We would have watched the team that won the national championship
National champions.
on their road to victory. Fucking smothering Michigan. Like, insane defense.
In the Final Four. This is the game that you're talking
Well,
about.
no. They smothered Michigan when we watched them.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Then they smothered Michigan State in the Final Four. Yeah, their defense is insane.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, watching Jarrett Culver take over that second half, I was like, I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
Big fan. And then, like, even in the Final Four game yesterday, he couldn't get anything going all game. Settled for a lot of contested jumpers, wasn't getting to the rim. And then in the last 2 minutes, he took over again. He hit like 3 shots in the last 2 minutes.
Yeah, it's a bad habit of his, that like settling for contested, long-range twos.
Yeah, but you know what? His shorts game is strong.
Yeah.
Where's those? He's trying to bring back the shorts.
Yeah.
It's like a thing. I see a lot of more people doing that.
Who was that? Fuck, who was that one kid? He was like from a smaller school, right? The fucking, oh my God. I forgot what team he played for, but he had really fucking short. Like, John Stockton.
It's coming back,
short,
dude. It's coming back.
Mm-hmm.
It's the style
a
little bit. I'm down with it. It's cool. I don't think we should ever go that far. Like, you know what I'm talking about?
Like nuts
out.
out.
That's too much. Yeah, like nuts out. That's too much. I'm down with it though. My favorite NBA on-court style movement is the Ninja Turtle headband, though.
Yeah,
it's the coolest thing. De'Aaron Fox rocks it.
Yeah, I saw. Drew Holiday does it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure even Rondé Hollis Jefferson's doing it now too.
I think you're right. That's a good one. I like that a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
solid.
It's a cool movement.
Solid on-court style movement. Look, you gotta like be creative. I respect it because you got to be creative. Like, there's not a lot to change, right? You can only wear so much. You have to wear your uniform, and then you can accessorize in certain ways. And then obviously, you've got like the classics, like the shooting sleeve and stuff like that, headbands. But to be unique, you've got to be really creative, and I respect that.
Who's gonna start coming out with no shoes?
You can't do that.
Why not?
It won't work. Have you ever played basketball with no shoes on? You'll mess. I think I played
in flip flops.
I've played in flip flops before too. It's horrible.
Yeah.
Even playing in low tops.
Yeah.
It can mess your ankles up.
Yeah.
Or like, yeah, man. You don't play with no shoes. You'll get fucking bottom of your feet will get all ripped up. Probably turn your ankle.
But yeah, so Jarrett Culver, it's pretty easy to see like why he's risen up people's draft boards recently. Like, he's like pretty like consensus
good
top
size,
5.
really good defender.
Like a majority of people are like taking him before Cam Reddish, which I'm not sure about that, but I still like him.
I don't know, man. Cam's stock fell a lot this season.
Mm-hmm.
A lot.
Do you feel like? I mean, if him and RJ were on their own individual teams, that like their stock would have fallen as much?
I'm not even going to go as far as saying that. I mean, if you want to say RJ stock has fallen from being the maybe number 1 pick to the most likely number 3 pick.
Right.
Sure. But I think it's, RJ is still considered, I think, a really good prospect. Whereas I think Cam, it's like there's a lot of questions about him now. It's like what is his, what's his, top end? I think is kind of like.
Is that the question? I feel like
I think the question is, can he be your number 1 guy?
Right.
And I don't know if he can.
But like, okay, so I'm seeing a lot of mock drafts that aren't. So the Hawks potentially have 2 picks in like the top 6 or something.
Oh
like that.
wow!
Yeah, they have like the 5 and 6.
That's some professional tanking
because
right
of
there.
because of the Luka trade. I'm almost positive.
Oh, because they can get the Mavs pick.
Yeah.
Is the Mavs pick protected at all?
I'm not positive. Like I think that it might be like top 5 protected, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
But like I would be really surprised if the Hawks if they had a chance, if they did not draft Cam Reddish.
Yeah, he'd be a good fit.
I think it'd be a good fit. Like I think that he's like if they are trying to do some type of like Warriors light kind of thing,
he can be the Clay.
He can be the Clay. Yeah.
He's bigger than Clay, isn't he?
And Clay is like notoriously like known as the person that's like, well, can he really be the your lead guy.
Can Clay be a lead guy? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If they're trying to do Warriors light, obviously Trey is their version of Steph.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have a KD, but I think when you're like, let's do Warriors light, you're thinking pre-KD Warriors.
Because and good luck
trying
finding
to build exactly like trying to build the current Warriors is like impossible.
Right.
So you want you need a Harrison Barnes more than you need a KD, which is way easier to find.
Yeah. Yeah.
But who's their Draymond? Is John Collins their version of Draymond?
I feel like
John Collins is good.
John Collins is good, but he's just not Draymond.
He's not Draymond.
Different.
He's different.
He's very.
Yeah.
He's a different player.
He's explosive.
Maybe like Jackson Hayes.
You're forgetting.
I see it like
You are forgetting their best young prospect. Your redheaded brother, Kevin Huerter.
Yeah.
He idolized Dwayne
He's
Wade
good.
growing up. Yeah, he's solid.
He's good.
Solid player.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know where Cam will go. Like he didn't even shoot as well as people expected. Didn't he shoot like in the mid-30s from 3?
I don't like that shit doesn't bother me. Like I just don't see him like not projecting into a good shooter in the future.
Cool.
Yeah, and I just think that that your stock lowers when you play with that kind of talent. Like Zion was such like a transcendent kind of talent this year that he's going to make everyone that plays with him look kind of.
I don't know if that's necessarily true.
Yeah.
No, because to me, like I don't see why Zion being on the court wouldn't give Cam Reddish more room to operate and hit more open threes.
Well, because the problem isn't that Cam wouldn't have more room to operate. It's everybody that surrounds him as well. And it's just like the relative being able to judge someone's talent, right? Like Zion looks so good and like sort of like already, so ready for the NBA that it's going to make these people that like might be more of a prospect, might be like you might have to put a little bit more work into them. It makes their value drop a little bit more. Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know enough about basketball.
Just like intense speculation.
Yeah, it's a crapshoot. It's a crapshoot. I feel like basketball drafting is even more of a crapshoot than other sports.
Yeah?
Sometimes. Like there's guys where you just know, you know what I mean? But then there's Anthony Bennett's or Darko's. Mm-hmm. And I feel like we're also kind of spoiled because the last couple of drafts have been really good.
Really good, yeah.
And have produced like a lot of guys who look like they're going to be really good players and future all-stars and stuff. And that's not normal in the NBA.
Okay, well, see, I think that like I don't expect any kind of regression to the means there as far as like draft class quality. Obviously, it can fluctuate. Do you think
that players are just being better prepared?
I think I think that things can fluctuate, but I think that just as a sport grows, as
That's
you know, the timeline of the sport progresses, that you're going to have more of a wealth of talent, and that
maybe
at younger ages, kids can be developed better. YouTube.
I also think there's
you can
a
figure
little
out how to run a pick and roll when you're 8.
There's also a little bit of like the idea of like immediacy and how whatever you've done recently makes me think of what you are and what you're going to be. Trey Young, for example. Trey Young was not good for the first half of the season. Yeah. And now he's popping off for 35-point games all the time and playing really well. And he's obviously, his best asset is his passing. Yeah. And he's always been really good at that. But it's this weird thing where like now people are like more inclined to believe that he could be an all-star type point guard with unlimited range, where that, maybe he's just hot. It's a weird, maybe, there's this thing that I think Tony Kornheiser always says it, is the other teams watch tape too. And it's a big thing in football. Like after a player blows up, other teams can then take an offseason to learn how to stop them.
Right.
And that's a real thing in sports.
Like the Jeremy Lin effect.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Or did Jeremy Lin just get insanely hot for like 2 months? Right. He'll never be that good ever in anything in his life again.
Right.
I don't know. Basketball's a weird sport that way.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's just
but like the point I'm trying to make is like the people that argue that like Luka shouldn't win Rookie of the Year because Trae Young has been really good for like a month. That's some nonsense. Yeah, it's a year. It's an award for the whole season.
Yeah,
Luka's easily the Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, I would still give it to Luka, but I also despise people who just like immediately say that Trae Young's a bust. You know? What
Yeah,
I mean?
it's
Like,
insane.
Like
No,
in the first
it's
year.
nuts. It's completely nuts.
And he's he is the exact type of person that you have to give him at least like 3 years to see where he's going to be.
One, his size. 2, his play style. 3, point guard is the position that takes the longest to learn in the NBA.
For sure, has the largest learning curve of any position. That's why I'm patient with Markelle. Like just like.
Yep.
You know, I'm fine with him being backup point guard. You know what I mean? Unless he like starts playing really well. You know what I mean? But like I don't like. There's gonna be a lot of fucking mistakes and shit.
Dude, I was at work and the McDonald's All-American game was on from the year he was a senior in high school, and it was like it was sad to watch it.
Yeah.
He was so good. Just drill. He hit. There was a point where I think he hit 4 threes in a row. I was like, this dude, what happened? It's so crazy.
TOS. That's what happened.
TOS.
Yeah.
Is that the name of the
thoracic outlet syndrome?
Yeah, that.
I watched a video on it.
Oh yeah,
the doctor broke it down and like specifically like how this could be influencing.
Are you an expert
Markelle
now?
Fultz. Basically,
yeah.
That I've been watching a lot of House, so watch out, Derek. You think you know everything about medicine?
No, look at me. I'm the doctor now.
I'm the doctor
now. So it's been so long since we recorded an episode that we never even talked about that Nurkic injury.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right? Brutal.
Yeah.
Brutal.
Did you watch it? I didn't watch it.
I had to. I have a sick fascination with watching those gruesome leg injuries. I have to see them once. Like at least once. What'd you say to me?
I'm gonna grab my water.
Water! I'm all right, I'll continue. Yeah, I've got this weird thing where those really bad injuries, I just for some reason I feel like I have to watch them one time. And I don't know why. I don't know why I feel that way. I don't know if it's like something wrong with me.
Are you some type of masochist?
I doubt it. I doubt I'm a masochist. I feel like that wouldn't fit my personality.
But like it usually doesn't match people's personalities, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because like outward, you know, they're like
I know exactly what a masochist.
So pure.
I know exactly what a masochist is, but like for our listeners, you should explain.
A masochist is I think masochism is like specifically for like your own, like you gain pleasure out of your own pain.
Oh,
right.
That doesn't make any sense then.
It doesn't.
That doesn't fit at all. I definitely don't. I don't like feeling pain. That sucks.
But I think that there's.
Why do you think I don't go outside?
I might be.
I have the internet
incorrect.
right in front of me.
I might be incorrect.
At my fingertips.
But you might be. What is it?
A person who derives sexual gratification from their own pain or humiliation. That is nothing to do with having a like weird urge to see a gruesome injury one time.
Well, does it gross you out though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's like, I don't know. It's like a shared pain thing a little bit where I'm like, he went through this pain. Like, I have to see what happened. It's weird. I can't explain.
That is kind of masochistic.
It's not like it's not sexual.
Like
at
you're
all.
like you're proactively seeking out things that are like just gross.
But like I don't like gory movies.
It's obviously like a low. Yeah, but it's not real. It's fake.
That's true.
You know that it's fake. You know that's.
There is something sick about it being real. Where
Did you ever
like,
watched? What's that? The MTV Scarred.
I've never seen it, but dude who went to high school with us, Adam Bunsey. His brother tried to get on that show once because he got like gruesomely injured in a skateboarding accident, and they sent in the video trying to get on that show. I don't think he did. But maybe he did. I don't remember.
But you never seen an episode of Scarred?
No.
It's pretty fucked up.
I don't have any interest in it, but for some reason, I don't know. Maybe because there's blood. Most likely blood. I don't know. I guess not. It's the fact that there are scars implies that there's blood. There's just something so like it's just so like fascinating and horrible at the same time seeing a leg snap like that. It's nuts.
Right.
It's such a crazy thing to see. And then it's super inspiring when people can come back from it.
Karis LeVert.
Paul George.
Out there playing. Yeah.
Paul George, dude.
Dude, fucking a lot of people are talking about how Paul George, like, a lot of people are counting out the Thunder just because, like, Paul George is, since he's been on, since he hurt his shoulder, he's come back and his efficiency is not really what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, he, in that fucking Pistons game, dude fucking popped off. I think he had like a.
Can I tell you the
15
only
point
reason I
quarter
would
or
count out the Thunder
Why is that?
is if they get the 8th seed.
Mm-hmm.
Because then they're going to get the Warriors, and no matter who gets the Warriors, you're screwed.
Mm-hmm.
But if they get the 7th seed,
Obviously.
dude, you could convince me to put money down on them beating the Nuggets in the series.
Yeah.
I would lean towards doing that if I knew how to gamble.
Would you bet? You would bet on the Thunder to beat the Nuggets?
I think I would.
Yeah.
I think I would.
I think I might too.
Yeah. I think the Nuggets are great. I think they're a lot of fun to watch. I think Jokic is amazing. But I think that when they step on the court, that I think at least 3 of the best players on the court are on the Thunder. Like if you're like the top 5 players on the court, 3 of them are on the Thunder.
Oh, okay.
Russ, Paul George, and I think probably Steven Adams.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, you don't think Steven Adams is better than Jokic?
No. Obviously not. Although Steven Adams has like Jokic-like characteristics. Like he's a really good passer too.
Yeah.
No one that's a big man passes like Jokic.
Uh-huh.
No one. But literally ever, I think, has ever had as a center with as many assists per game as Jokic, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But like he's got a little bit of that, of the vision thing. He's an incredible, not even rebounder, but boxer outer. He's
they're very different players.
Yeah, no, they're super different.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Steven Adams is underrated and really good.
I also don't.
Whereas
think
I think it'd be like, I think Jokic would be the 3rd best player on the court. I think.
Yeah.
I think this season it'd be Paul George. I still think that despite his shooting deficiencies this season, Russ is the 2nd best player on that court.
And I think it depends on the game too, because
There's games where Russ is far and away the best player on the court, and there's some games where he's the worst player on the court.
Dog, fucking like, I'll go back and forth with like sort of like love and hate with Russ.
I love Russ. Love it.
Yeah, like
I love the passion he plays with. I love the force that he plays with, and like he can be frustrating when he's taking stupid shots.
Yeah,
but you live with it because of what he brings to the table.
I would say a majority of the time that it's hard for me to hate Russ. I would say there's a couple.
Russ
things
can be frustrating.
There's a couple of cons to him. I would say one, he can fucking on the court. He can just make bad decisions.
He can shoot you out of a game.
Yeah, shoot you out of the game. Off the court, like his militant fucking hatred towards the media, it just kind of bothers me.
Sometimes I like it.
Yeah,
like when somebody asks him like a really stupid question and he's an asshole to him. I like it.
The problem is he thinks that like every question is that question.
Yeah, a little bit.
It bothers me. Like when Pop will pop off against
he's
someone.
He's the master of it.
Yeah.
Or like that Nuggets game when he got ejected in a minute. Yeah. And then after the game, he was like, "Did somebody punch somebody?"
But the fucking resounding pros for Russ. I think that he's probably like the most fascinating dude to watch in transition.
Yeah, it's insane.
That dude is like
Do you think
I don't watch a lot of Thunder games. But I watched that Pistons Thunder game, and there was a moment in the game.
Oh, you talking about that pass he made?
It was a 2-on-2 basically, like barely. I mean, he had 2 guys in front of him.
Mm-hmm.
And Steven Adams was trailing behind him. And he fucking did a spin move and then mid-spin threw it behind him to Steven Adams for a wide-open dunk.
Yep.
And it was probably one of the most beautiful passes I've ever seen.
Crazy.
When I watched it, I was like...
He's an insanely gifted... Like, the people, like, try to put the narrative that he's like a stat hunter, and he can be. Mm-hmm. He knows when he has 8 rebounds and he needs 2 more to get that triple-double. He knows. But... I've talked about this before. It's part of their strategy, too. They want him getting the rebounds to push the tempo. That's why Steven Adams just blocks out 3 dudes at once and lets Russ come in and get the rebound. Like, and like, assist hunting is a weird thing, right? Like, the idea of assist hunting is such a weird thing to be negative about. Like, oh no, he's setting up his teammates for open shots? Oh man, he's selfish. It's a weird thing.
It is weird, but like, I think that there is a window there where, getting an assist can slow down the offense. Like the mentality of I need to get an assist might choke down on an opportunity for a pass to an assist, or I need to just
Or
pass
just
it
getting
into
fouled
this,
or something.
or I need to just pass it into this guy on the low block. This isn't Thunder specific,
Yeah.
but I need to pass it into a guy on the low block. Like say, fucking Joel Embiid is having an incredible game,
You just
right?
gotta get him the
and Ben Simmons has 15. 11 and 9, and he needs an extra assist, right? But fucking, it's getting down towards the end of the game. They need to just fucking feed Joel because whoever's on him can't guard him, right? Because he's got Vucci on him, whatever.
Yeah, you'd want to get Joe the ball there.
Yeah.
As much as Vucci's improved defensively, that's a different animal.
He still gets roasted.
JoJo's a different animal.
Yeah, team defense can only go so far.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that shows glaringly with Kelly Olynyk too.
That's why fucking point guards will pop off against us. Or if we try to hide DJ Augustine, certain guys can pop off like Danny Green did. He got fucking 7 of 10 from 3 or some shit like that because DJ was
that's
guarding him.
fucking chump change compared to 8 of 8 from the field from Norman Powell today.
Are you sad, dude? They're not out.
Not
They're
yet.
Not out.
I'm not giving up yet, but it's not looking too good.
No,
I won't give up yet.
Yeah.
So they
might be out by the end of the day.
It'd be a very Miami Heat thing to have to beat the Brooklyn Nets to make the playoffs. Very much. But we have to beat the Sixers first. We had a rough last 6 games? Celtics twice, Raptors and Sixers. We got the whole gamut of the top of the East except the Bucks there. And then, losing to the Timberwolves was really bad. And that's also, if you could go back and say, hey, don't lose to the Hawks twice, don't lose to the Suns, all those scrub. We love losing to scrub teams. Yeah. Love it. Super annoying. I don't know, man. We'll see. I hope that D-Wade's last game is not a road game in Brooklyn in the regular season. That would be a bummer.
Do you think he's going to play a whole nother season? Just
nope. One last dance. Encore? Maybe the encore round? I don't know. Do dancers do encores?
I don't know.
I don't either.
An encore is really specific, right? It's for a performance.
When the band finishes the concert, they leave the stage, and the crowd's like, encore, encore, and they come out, they do one more song.
Are there a lot of because dance performances are so much different.
They're choreographed and
but say if you're at the world of dance or something like that, and it isn't even choreographed. Say someone's just freestyling,
okay,
right? Just whatever. Fucking what kind of situation would you? I don't know. I just don't think that there's very many encore.
What do you mean? So the dude's dancing. He's super dope at dancing. He finishes his dance. He leaves the stage, and we in the crowd think he's dope and want to see more. And we say, encore, encore. And he comes back, and he dances again. It's that simple.
Illogical.
What? He says, drop me a song, whatever, and I'll make something up. I'll dance. Come on now. That's it. One last dance.
One last dance. That's what.
One last dance. What else happened? Oh, yeah. Also been so long that we haven't talked about this Conor McGregor shit. Remember he retired? Apparently. That's not real.
Okay, so there was literally 2 big Conor McGregor stories that came out the exact same day, within 24 hours of each other, right?
But I think it was within
the
8
first
hours
one,
of each other.
Yeah, the first
he tweeted
one,
that he was retiring.
Okay. That when you got the Bleacher Report notification.
Oh, I saw it before that. I was on Twitter. And I was like,
when you saw that,
I was like, that's not real.
Yeah. My instant reaction, I was playing 2K. I was like, fuck that. I was like, I don't believe that.
All that means is pay to man.
No. I don't believe any of it.
Pay to man.
The second one, because I don't even want to fucking pay any mind.
The one thing that did give me a little pause in believing it was Dana White's statement about it. Dana was like, yeah, it's real. He told me he's done. Apparently his whiskey is making him big buku bucks, and he has other business endeavors that he wants to pursue. But still, he's still putting Instagram posts out of him training and his son in the ring with him, which is, I gotta say, that shit's adorable. Yeah. I think that's super fucking cute when he puts Conor Jr. out there and he's fucking looks like he could beat me up. Yeah, and then later in the day, there was a report that he is under investigation for sexual assault in Ireland, right? Yeah.
That was like more of an actual news story to me. I was like, oh, okay, like what's going on here?
Yeah, which we haven't heard anything since then about it. We don't know. I guess that's really rare for non-American police forces. I guess most countries have a thing where they don't release any details about anything until it's done. So they'll just come out and say, we are charging X with this. This has been our investigation. This is what we found. Whereas in America, it's like, yo, this dude might have done something, which honestly seems better.
Does it? To be like to include the public like immediately like that, or
no? I'm saying it like Ireland's thing seems better.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought you were saying
no. That's what I'm saying. Like the court of public opinion can get so out of hand sometimes that it seems like a much better solution to just have a thing where just no information goes out until it's done.
Yeah.
So we won't know the breadth and width of this incident for however long it takes them to get to the bottom of it. Hope it's not true, but if it is, get him out.
Get him out of what? The USA?
Everything.
Like deport him?
I don't think a crime in Ireland would constitute him being deported. But I think Ireland would be like, we're going to arrest you.
Do you think his like retirement thing might have been like a preemptive like
I think he's just nuts. Because now since then he's hinted that he's already hinted that he's coming back. It's been less than 2 weeks and he's already like blah, 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 blah. You know, he's a master of staying relevant. Even when he's not fighting, he's very good at it. Because isn't he suspended right now from the Khabib shit?
Is he?
I think he might be. Didn't they both get suspensions, like 6-month suspensions or something? Obviously, retroactive to when it happened, like all UFC suspensions.
I thought that was over.
I don't know. Like the cell phone thing didn't bother me that much. He shouldn't have like stolen the dude's cell phone. But like the idea that he like took the dude's phone and was like, "Hey, don't just walk up to me and take a picture." I get it. You know, I can imagine that it would be super annoying for people to just think that they have a right to just come up and invade your space and invade your time and just start taking pictures of you. I get it. Maybe control your temper a little bit, but you know, whatever. This is obviously really bad if it's real. And I would say, yeah, don't let him fight anymore if it's real. Fucking send his ass to Ireland for his punishment. I don't know what their punishments are. I don't know the laws of Ireland.
Guillotine.
Fucking send him out on an island. They desert him on an island or something. I don't know.
We're fucking. This is so racist against Ireland. So nationalist.
I don't know.
No,
dude. I don't know.
Let's move on.
You got other sports stuff? No. You want to talk about some of these trailers that came out?
Let's talk about Joker because that's the one that I'm most excited about.
Let's talk about Joker.
The trailer itself. I'm not even saying the movie.
So the Joker starring Joaquin Phoenix. Trailer released this week, and everyone is super into it. People are very excited. They think they are claiming it to be the best movie ever already. What do you think?
Did you get like a feeling of like? Okay, so when I was watching this trailer, I was like the entire time, I was like, this isn't actually a Joker movie.
It's not a Joker movie. Fuck off. What? Because he put some makeup on? It's a Joker movie, dude. You could very easily just call this movie The Clown or something, and it's just its own movie.
Well, you see,
it's
all
nothing
of these...
to do with the fucking Joker.
Okay, so
I'm not saying it doesn't look like a good movie.
You're right.
It's just not a Joker movie.
But I also think that that's more speculation.
Yeah, based on
just the fact that it's a trailer.
Yeah.
Like throughout the entire, it looks like a fucking A24 independent film.
Yeah,
right. Like it would be like,
which is
by,
cool.
Like,
I'm into that.
Yeah,
I'm into Joaquin Phoenix playing a super depressed dude who turns to like fucking psychotic crime. That sounds like
something that would be
sounds like an interesting movie.
Looks like something that would be directed by James Ponsoldt, like this Spectacular Now guy. You know,
Yeah.
like a lot of handheld shots, a lot of like, but the entire time I was like, this isn't a Joker movie. Come on,
it's not a
come on.
Joker.
And then
Yeah,
they show
hey,
Arkham.
So like, how much of this stuff has to do with the Joker? Oh, maybe like showing his relationship with his mom. We don't know shit about the Joker. That's the fucking point.
So do you think that like giving the Joker an origin story?
I'm not interested.
You think that's a bad
I'm
idea?
not interested.
Okay, there's a
I think
difference
part
between you
of-
being interested in it being a bad idea.
I think it's only a bad idea if it doesn't work.
Okay.
Anything can be a good idea if you do it right.
Okay.
Again, this movie could come out and I could see it and think it's fucking amazing.
Right.
But to me, it's not a Joker movie. It's just a movie about Joaquin Phoenix being a depressed dude who wants to be a comedian. And it's like loosely can be a Joker movie because you can call him Joker.
Yeah.
And make him look like a clown. It's not a Joker movie.
No, it's not.
Just slap the name on it. Make more money.
I feel like this is also speculative, though. You know, we don't really know everything about the movie yet.
That's true.
It could be something different.
I don't even remember
What
seeing
was
the
it?
Arkham shot in the trailer.
Oh, you
believe
didn't?
I just don't remember it.
Like I was literally like looking for.
Something.
I was like, this isn't like a DC comic story. It's just called Joker. You know what I mean? And then I saw the Arkham. It said like Arkham Hospital or something.
But that's like the most obvious and loose connection you can make to link it to the DC universe.
Mm-hmm.
Now I get that this is sort of their thing now. I think people are referring to it as the Elseworlds banner. Elseworlds is a thing in, I think it's DC comics, where they tell stories that aren't connected to the continuity, and it's like in another universe, this is what it's like.
They're like
So-
one shots.
Yeah, kind of. So like they're just like down with making these Elseworlds movies that are like not connected to the DCCU. And I get it. It's fine, that might be the best movies they make. This might be the best movie they've made since the Dark Knight trilogy. Might be, or maybe Wonder Woman. I don't know. But like it's just, I don't know.
Yeah, like could it have been something that was made completely independently and just not attached to the DC comics?
Yeah, sure,
universe?
absolutely. It just wouldn't have made as much money as it's going to make because the Joker name is slapped on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I feel like I can't remember being less excited for a movie that I think is probably going to be good.
Really?
Yeah, I'm like kind of mad about it. I'm like, this is what you have to resort to, right?
I'm not as disappointed. I'm just like I was just more surprised.
It's just
I was
weird.
this
Like
is-
a Joker movie is a weird idea, and like I don't want to know about the Joker's mom or the Joker's. The most we've ever seen of the Joker's past is from the frickin' frag. Is it the Killing Joke? Which storyline is it?
Killing Joke.
Yeah, the Killing Joke, where we see things that may have happened
But
in his past.
that's just like one artist's take on.
Yeah.
know,
But that's what I'm
like-
saying. Other than that, we don't know anything about the Joker, and that's part of the allure of him as a character. It's part of what makes him great.
I think that it's an aspect of what could make him great, but I don't think I like the Killing Joke. I like the fact that they gave him an origin story.
It's not a full-on origin story. It's not like he's a psycho.
But you know more about him through that book than you do through The Dark Knight, right?
Sure, but I like the Dark Knight version more.
Yeah, I would agree.
And
with
it's
you.
a similar
I would agree
thing
with
where
you.
he tells multiple conflicting stories about his past.
But I don't think that this is like, the ultimate like sword that's going to fall down on like this movie. I don't think that's gonna be
Again, I will
I don't
keep
think
saying I think it's probably going to be a good movie.
I don't think that it's going to be its Hamartia. Like that. Its fatal flaw is the fact that it gives an origin story to Joker. Like I'm interested in what they can do with it. It's also directed by Todd Phillips, which is kind of weird. You know Todd Phillips?
I don't know anything about
So
him.
he directed the first two Hangover movies?
Yeah,
Maybe
the
all
Hangover
three?
guy, that's right.
He did Hangover, Due Date, Old School, and Road Trip.
Comedies.
Yeah.
I mean, it's about a comedian.
Yeah. Thought that was interesting.
Yeah. I wish I was more excited for it. I think Joaquin's great.
I agree. And he's also like
I think
it's a good casting too for
like Zazie Beetz is in it and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a good cast, yeah.
But especially specifically
for
Joaquin.
the character, yeah, Joaquin's great. I think part of my reason that
and fucking Bobby De Niro's in it.
Yeah,
We
playing
haven't talked
like
about
a TV show host or something
Mm-hmm.
by the looks of it. Part of my like trepidation with it of like wanting to be excited for it, like stopping myself from being like this movie's going to be great, is like the amount of love it's getting from people. Like people are obsessed with it all of a sudden. It's like this is going to be the best movie ever. And I'm like, calm down. People are like, is this going to be the movie that saves DC? And I'm like, it's barely a DC movie. Like, is Batman in this movie? Then fuck off saving the DC universe. Get out of here with that. Freaking saving. Get out of here.
We've talked before about fatigue, right? Like about the specifically Marvel movies. You know, like if
you mean how people always say there's superhero fatigue, but then money never shows that that's true?
I
Shazam just made a fuck ton of money.
Sure, but like I don't think that just because dollars say that, you know, it's still successful, that, you know, fatigue doesn't exist.
I'm not fatigued.
I can still be fatigued and go see the movie.
I'm not fatigued.
Okay.
I still get hype.
But what you're talking about with the Joker movie just sounds like fatigue to me.
That's because it's not a superhero movie.
Okay.
It's a movie that is like 6 points of Kevin Bacon connected to the DC universe.
I'm just saying, like,
if anything, I'm the opposite of fatigued, and I'm mad it's not more of a comic book movie.
The kind of stuff that that you're saying, like the conclusions that you're drawing, are the same things that like people talked about, like with Logan.
I think Logan's incredible.
Yeah,
I love Logan.
But a lot of people are like, this, you know, why can't this just be its own thing? You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't even really have to be a Wolverine movie. It could be its own
That
thing.
movie leaned a lot on the history of
And
the
like
character.
I agree with you.
And not necessarily through like comic history, but through the movies, like his film history.
I agree with you, but like I think that the crux of that movie is the relationship with a girl, right?
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
I think that you could have, you know, just had like some type of like rated R independent movie where, you know,
but it would have been a lot different if it wasn't a Wolverine movie.
Obviously,
I think.
like, this movie's probably gonna be a lot different if it wasn't a Joker movie.
Yeah, he's gonna wear makeup instead of not.
But there's a predominant fear amongst people that are very fatigued with superhero movies that like the Ex Machinas of the world, the fucking Spectacular Nows, that like they're never going to exist like on like in their own accord. You know what I mean? Like
I think A24 would disagree with you.
Huh?
I think A24 as a production company would disagree with them because they're constantly trying to make sure those types of movies get made.
And I again, this is not this is a devil's advocate's perspective, but I think that they will always exist. I think that there's too many people that have that kind of distaste who are like, no, I want to make my own thing. You know, I want to make Hereditary.
Sure, absolutely.
I want to make Hereditary and not have it be associated with anything else. I want it to exist on its own.
Well, it's my idea.
Yeah.
Also, like,
but
the whole thing
but it
of
doesn't
like,
just happen with superhero movies either. I mean, it happened with Cloverfield. Fucking 10 Cloverfield Lane was something that was written like just entirely like outside of the Cloverfield.
I don't know anything about Cloverfield or 10 Cloverfield.
You've never seen any of the Cloverfield movies?
Nope.
Yeah, but obviously you know.
I've heard 10 Cloverfield Lane is good though.
I think I haven't seen the Cloverfield Paradox. I think both of those movies are actually pretty good. I like Cloverfield and I like 10 Cloverfield Lane.
I heard John Goodman's really good in it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just really weird. It has, I don't know, I'd be spoiling it, but it's obviously associated with Cloverfield movies, and it doesn't feel like it really needs to.
Oh, okay, cool.
Literally, like the story behind that. That script was being passed around and people really liked it. And then I guess when Bad Robot got a hold of it, they said, you know, for marketing purposes, why don't we make this in the Cloverfield universe?
That's really weird and interesting. Yeah, you're talking about like the fatigue. The thing that always bothers me is when people talk about like how because all these superhero movies are getting made and these big big budget blockbuster movies, not even just Star Wars movies, Star Trek movies, big blockbuster movies, takes away the kind of movies, those sort of mid-budget movies. And I don't like, why can't people like both? I like both of those movies. I get just as excited for a movie like The Spectacular now as I do for the next superhero movie. Sometimes more excited depending on who's involved in it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what year was The Spectacular? 2012, something like that.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you. Is that the Avengers? Is that the year the Avengers came out? Maybe.
Avengers came out 2011, right?
The year after the Avengers came out, maybe.
Yeah.
So you know what my favorite movie is from like that like 2-year span?
Spectacular now.
The Way Back.
Oh, okay.
My favorite movie from that span of time. I love that movie.
Mm-hmm.
That's not,
Do any of the Marvel movies like crack your top 5
probably
of the past like 10 years?
I'd have to sit down and make a real list.
Right.
But I don't know.
Right.
Probably. I don't know which ones. Spider-Man would be up there. Guardians would be up there. Infinity War would be up there. Black Panther would be up there. Ragnarok would probably be up there. Civil War would be up there. There'd be a lot of them that would be like if you were like top 25, it'd be loaded with them. You know what I mean? But top 5, I don't know. I'd have to sit down and really think about it.
Might like top 20, specifically Marvel movies.
Yeah.
Fucking obviously, The Dark Knight is the shining example of like.
You said last 5 years or 10 years? I think that was more than 10 years ago, dude. I think The
2008.
Dark Knight was more than that's
2008.
more than 10 years ago. I wasn't even thinking about including it.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Been a while.
Wow. That's nuts. You want to talk about that other trailer that I showed you this morning?
Yeah.
The Dead Don't Die. What do you know about Jarmusch?
I know that I've heard of a lot of his movies, but I've never. What was some of the stuff that he made? He has one of his first films was on a Criterion Collection, and he's someone who he gets referenced a lot by a lot of people. But yeah, like other than just secondhand knowledge,
Broken Flowers, Only Lovers, Stranger Than Paradise.
So yeah, Stranger Than Paradise is like
Patterson,
the Criterion movie.
Those are his top 4 known for on IMDb.
Mm-hmm. So he's worked with Bill Murray before on Broken Flowers.
Okay, this movie is a zombie movie starring a big cast. They're literally pitching it as like the best casted zombie movie ever. That's like their bit. Yeah. Bill Murray and Adam Driver seem to be the leads. Uma Thurman is doing a bit, or not Uma Thurman. Sorry. Tilda Swinton. Jesus, I feel like I do that a lot. Yeah. Tilda Swinton is.
It's also easy to confuse her with Uma Thurman because she's doing the
shit. Uma Thurman bit in it. Yeah. Yeah, she's like a super silly seeming character.
Mm-hmm.
Selena Gomez is in it. RZA is in it. Tom Waits is in it.
Mm-hmm. Your girl. Did you say that? Did you see?
I said
girl?
Selena.
Okay, sorry.
Of course I did.
I wasn't listening.
Yeah. There's even more people that they put on the poster. Dude, like, I want to see this movie just for this Adam Driver Bill Murray relationship. It looks so good. Oh my god, the delivery going on, the dry humored two cops delivery thing they're doing. When he says ghouls, holy shit! Ghouls. Yeah. Adam Driver's ghouls. They're like, "What do you think this is? Wild animals?" And he's like,
"Everybody's saying wild animals."
Adam Driver's like, "I gotta be honest, I think it's zombies." And Bill Murray's like, "What?" And he's like, "The undead, ghouls." like the way he says ghouls kills me.
That's for sure the funniest part of the trailer.
The delivery is so good. I like the end, like when he's leaning out of the car with the katana and he's like, "You got a nice cut there." And he's like, "You played minor league ball." Like, their relationship is going to be fun. Like,
yeah,
it's very dry humor. I'm very into that specifically from this trailer. I think that looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'll be really excited about it if they do give like a lot of room for them to like fuck around.
Yeah,
it seems like it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Tilda Swinton's character seems really fucking
ridiculously
funny.
Crazy. She's like she works in a morgue or
she's a mortician.
She's a mortician doing makeup on dead bodies and they wake up. And then she's doing like this katana shit where she's like fighting zombies. She's got a crazy accent and she's like, "I believe that I am she's like, I am completely prepared to defend myself from zombies." And Bill Murray's like, "I can see that."
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks fun. I'm into it. It seems like a fun movie.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit! I just remembered a sports thing that I wanted to talk about, but it's
dumb.
just silly, and not a big topic.
What is it?
Contact Curry.
Oh, dude.
How crazy is that shit? Can you imagine if this is real? If Steph Curry has never been able... Okay, so Steph Curry got contacts.
It's real. It's fucking...
But it's a small sample size, though. I'm saying, like, long term. Is Steph Curry getting contacts?
The effects of his contacts.
The contacts. That's what I'm talking about.
Because he obviously has an eye condition.
Yes, he has astigmatism that cannot be corrected through LASIK surgery. Mm-hmm. If him getting contacts fully makes him an even better three... He's shooting over 50% since he got contacts. How insane is that? What if that's his life now? He just shoots over 50% from three because he can fucking see the basket. That's so stupid and weird. Although I will say, I remember my first experience with glasses.
Yeah.
I don't know if you do. I played baseball when I was younger.
Right.
Wasn't good, didn't like it, but I played for a little bit. And the first sporting event I ever did was baseball practice with glasses. And I was like mind blown. I was like, I can see the ball.
Yeah.
It's nuts. I remember being in the outfield and being like, looking around and being like, well, I can see everything. It's crazy. So I can only imagine someone of Steph Curry's skill level.
I remember getting glasses for the first time and then playing basketball. Like how it affected my shooting. Like I was like, oh, I still suck.
But I can see that I suck. I just thought that was super funny.
I can witness my own shittery.
Just the idea of like the best person in the world at something having a physical limitation that could potentially make them worse at that thing and then fixing it is silly to me.
Yeah, like he has his own embarrassment of riches.
Yeah.
Like, of course.
What if it made him a worse
better.
shooter? What if he was so used to not being able to see right?
Well,
I
I
thought
thought about
he
that.
adjusted to like what he was used to.
Somebody on RNBA commented that that this is basically like Daredevil getting his eyesight or something.
That might hurt him though.
Right.
That could
Exactly.
hurt. That could hurt Daredevil.
Yeah.
Because he's so
like-
used to not being able to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like in his senses.
It's a
are
good
his
bit
superpower.
though.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Fucking like Steph. Like the movement of his shot is like what he focuses on. You know what I mean? Like and that's why he's such a good shooter is because he's not focused on seeing the basket.
Okay.
That's what I kind of thought of.
No,
I
it makes
speculated
sense. Because he can shoot from so many weird angles and stuff. That's true.
Because I played without my contacts, like within the past like 6 months. Yeah, and it's like different. Like I have to.
I
have to
always play
focus.
sports without being able to see. When I play if I play pickup football
Yeah.
or basketball or something,
You have to focus on the
I
movement.
don't have
versus
contacts, so I can't. I don't
Yeah.
wear my glasses when I do stuff.
Yeah.
All right, back to movies. I've got 2 casting things that are kind of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Remember a while ago we talked about Netflix making a Cowboy Bebop movie?
Did we?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
And we've never seen. Wait, have you seen Cowboy?
I've seen like 5 episodes.
You've seen some Cowboy Bebop. I haven't seen. I've seen 1 episode.
Yeah.
Seems very good. I've heard great things. John Cho has been cast as the lead in that show, which I think is interesting.
John Cho.
John Cho from Harold and Kumar,
Oh, okay. All right.
Star Trek.
Yeah.
Searching last year. Yeah.
John Cho. Is he supposed to be like
Spike.
playing the lead?
It's the dude that Steve Bloom voices, which is
Right.
kind of weird.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't fit the vibe of that character really. But I think John Cho is a really good actor, and I think that he could put a good twist on something. I wish I knew more about Cowboy Bebop to provide more of a.
Yeah. We can't really like talk about it that much.
But I like
It just-
John.
it
I like
seems
John.
a weird cast.
I like John Cho though. It does seem weird.
But like, good luck finding like an Asian actor. That's
Good luck
going to
finding
have-
any actor that fits an anime character well. Like I feel like that's kind of a weird thing.
fits an anime character, but
Yeah.
also like has like the resonance of Steve Bloom's
His voice, yeah.
Like,
That's true. That's true.
yeah.
And the other one, the potential Black Widow movie is advancing with the casting news of David Harbour.
Yeah, I saw that.
Unknown character, but more work. Give that dude more work. I love that guy. He's great. I just think it's cool that it seems like the movie's actually getting made. Finally.
The Black Widow movie.
Yeah. I just watched Iron Man 2 the other day. Holy bejesus.
What?
That's all I will say.
It's ass.
No. I'm talking about Scarlett Johansson.
Oh, she looks good.
She's
Is that
very
what you're saying?
talented.
She's very talented. Oh god.
Yeah, I've been I started rewatching. I'm not gonna watch all of them because that's ridiculous.
Well, did you like start watching Iron Man and then not watch all the way through?
No,
That's what it seemed like.
no,
I was like, oh, he's watching Iron Man.
no. I finished
And
it.
I was like, maybe I just got in some type of like time warp with 2K.
Maybe
You know, where like the
whole day disappears on you.
Yeah,
Yeah, maybe that could have happened to you.
definitely.
But yeah, I've been rewatching. I skipped Hulk. I had this thing where I was like, I Googled. I was like, what is the list of movies that I shouldn't skip? I wanted to find what is the most compact rewatch I could do of the MCU leading up to Endgame without watching every movie. So you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm like, people are like, yo, just definitely skip Hulk.
You're like, how can I Pokemon this and only watch
Exactly.
the episodes that
because
matter?
there are lists for that on the internet.
Yeah.
There are great comprehensive lists of which episodes,
Yeah.
which include several you
Like-
do not need to watch to get the story.
And like
of Pokemon.
Incredible Hulk is like the Diglett episode.
Sure,
Where you kind of
sure.
you can
Sure, but like in my
Not
heart,
watch it.
I was like, but I like that movie,
Mm-hmm.
and I really like Ed Norton, and like I don't like that it isn't necessary. So I was like, I feel like I should watch it as support, but then I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I don't. There's not enough time left to watch them all.
Isn't it Hickson Gracie in that movie?
Is he really?
Yeah, he's the one that like is like meditating with him, like teaching him how to breathe and
That's
shit.
Hickson Gracie.
Yeah, dog.
I didn't know that. That's really cool.
I'm pretty sure it's Hickson Gracie.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that movie's underrated. Like a lot of it's this weird thing where people are like, "Oh, Hulk's bottom third Marvel movie," and I'm like, "Yeah, but what does that mean? Like that still means it's a good movie." Marvel's track record is really good.
Fairly good, yeah.
Like if you made a batting average or a 3-point percentage shooting on Marvel movies,
yeah.
it's really high, like stupid high in terms of movies that are at least good. I just rewatched Iron Man 2, better than I remembered.
Okay.
Better than I remembered. There is a huge lull in the second act of that movie where I don't think they succeeded at doing what they wanted to do, which was show Tony Stark basically panicking and freaking out, thinking he's going to die and going nuts. And they just did it in a really lame way. It's that stupid party scene where he's pees in the suit and then fights Rhodey. And it's just kind of dumb.
The dance fight, right?
Yeah, the dance fight. It's
Don't
just
they play like AC/DC or something?
He's
Yeah.
like, give me a fat beat.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's just kind of
lame.
dumb.
It's lame as fuck.
And then like I think the final fight is cool, but it's like Mickey Rourke like isn't that good throughout the movie.
Isn't fucking Sam Rockwell?
It's kind of a waste of Sam.
hapless?
That's the thing. So Sam Rockwell's performance is fine.
Right.
It's a solid character for Sam Rockwell to play.
Yeah.
Fits his niche really well. The problem is that he just completely and utterly sucks at everything.
Yeah.
Why couldn't they make him a legitimate foil to Tony Stark? Not just a dude who is for some reason, he is a man who is the government's #1 weapons manufacturer, and he can't make weapons that work.
Yeah.
What's the point
It
of
doesn't
that?
make sense.
It makes no sense. Yeah, so there's things in Iron Man 2 that suck,
Right.
but it was more fun than I remembered. And I think just a lot of it is just because Robert Downey Jr. is so good.
Why couldn't he? It would have been. It so easily could have been like a really interesting foil, right?
Yeah.
Like we're just
Yeah,
representing
Justin Hammer should be. Yeah,
the worst parts of who Tony Stark is,
exactly.
and or was, right? Like the kind of person that Tony Stark used to be.
Yes. Instead, he's just like
he's a fucking hapless dimwit.
Yeah.
Like nothing that he does is he's more like comic relief in that movie than anything.
Yep. And like Mickey Rourke is there, and they like shoehorn in the storyline where like Howard Stark wronged his dad, and then like something I didn't like. So they set that up, right? They're like, oh, his Mickey Rourke's character's something Ivan Vanko, not Ivan Drago. Ivan Vanko. His motivation is that Howard Stark wronged his father and stole his designs, and then got him deported or something. And then like later in the movie, Nick Fury is like, nah, none of that shit's real. Like his dad was an asshole. And it's like, why?
What's the point of that?
Part of what makes Tony a great character and makes his life so interesting is that Howard Stark kind of sucked.
Yeah.
Howard Stark was kind of shitty. It's like a shitty dad.
And Tony was kind of
and Tony
is
remains kind of a shitty person. Like part of what makes Tony a great hero is the constant attempts to overcome himself.
Yeah. And his own ego.
And his own ego and narcissism. And I think that's what they wanted to attack in Iron Man 2, and they failed at it.
Yeah.
But it was more fun than I remembered.
I remember like Whiplash as a character really enjoying him though. Like I
it's
thought
a cool design.
I thought it was cool.
It's a cool design. Like the idea of a dude with whips is cool.
Mm-hmm.
But like when I watched it this time, I was like, when he shows up to the race the first time, and he like attacks Tony Stark at the race. It's a very fun scene. It's scary because Tony doesn't have his armor, so he's like defenseless. He's got these cool whips powered by repulsor technology, which Tony had just, told the world wasn't going to be possible for another 10 years, at least by anybody but him, which was another great scene, that courtroom scene with the shitty senator, and he's just completely shit-talking this. It's great. But
isn't that like Gary Shandling?
It's Gary Shandling, yeah. Hail Hydra. Yeah, it's kind of fun, like rewatching the early movies too, knowing what's coming. It's interesting. But so that seems really fun. And then like the ridiculous, it's like Happy driving in with Pepper to get him the suit because it's in a box. And then like him, it's like really, he like puts the suit on out of the box. And back then it was like, that's so fucking cool. And now like his armor in Infinity War is like self-healing. Like it's just really cool like how much they've changed. Dude, his phone in the first Iron Man movie is remember the phone that it looked like a flip phone, but then it turned?
Yeah.
That's the kind of phone that Tony Stark uses in Iron Man 1.
Mm-hmm.
That's 2008, dude. It's been 11 years. The amount the technology has shifted in the Marvel Cinematic Universe is crazy.
Yeah.
I lost my train.
Now he's got like a holographic phone or some shit.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It's nuts. But yeah. I forgot the point I was getting. Oh, you were talking about liking Whiplash as a character. And I was like, at that point in the movie, I was like, Whiplash is cool.
Yeah.
It's fun. Later, he shows up in the final fight in a full suit, but he still just uses whips. And I was like, watching it, and I was like, why didn't you like put more on your suit? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you think,
why wouldn't you have guns?
If you think about him fighting Iron Man and War Machine at once,
mm-hmm.
and all he has is some whips, you know he's gonna lose.
Yeah.
What are you thinking? Why are you so attached to your whip design? You can keep the whips, but put more stuff.
Yeah.
Come on, man. What are you doing? You're bad. That's bad villaining.
Mm-hmm. It's almost like the idea of the thing just kind of took over, like the practical sense of it.
Yeah. Also, Don Cheadle coming in, very good. Don Cheadle's a very good roadie.
Because it was.
I always feel a little bit bad for Terrence Howard because one of the last shots of him in Iron Man is him looking at the suit and going, "Next time, baby."
Oh,
and he never gets to do it, which is weird because like the character does next time, but the actor doesn't, which is kind of funny. And yeah, then I rewatched Thor. Even Thor, like in hindsight, I was like, this movie's like better than I expected it to be in hindsight. It's a fun movie. And like a lot of people like shit talk the chemistry between Chris Hemsworth and Natalie Portman. And I don't think it's that bad. I think it's fine. The thing that always bothered me with their thing was that for some reason, I feel like Natalie Portman is older, like too old. Even though they're like only 2 years apart. Mm-hmm. But it's because I've known who Natalie Portman is for so much longer.
Right. She's been around the game for so long.
Since she was really young.
She's like Tobias Harris.
Kind of.
She's been in the league for so long.
That you think she's older than she actually is. Yeah, and she plays characters that skew kind of older than she is in real life. She can play like a 50-year-old and I would believe her because she's so talented. Another thing I thought of when I was watching Thor. Do you ever in hindsight think about like what gold they struck by casting Chris Hemsworth and Tom Hiddleston in that movie? Can you think of anything that either of them did before Thor?
No.
Do you know what Chris Hemsworth's biggest role was before Thor?
What?
He was Captain Kirk's dad in the opening sequence of Star
Trek, right?
That's the biggest thing that he had done.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy that they found both of those dudes
right,
relatively unknown.
Mm-hmm.
And they're both so good and so perfect for what they do. And they've both blown up so much. Mm-hmm. It's crazy. Crazy. Good work. Good work. Whoever the casting director was for Thor. Mm-hmm. I don't know who that was, but you did a great job. But yeah, more fun than I remembered. Captain America. Watched that last night. I'm going to watch Avengers tonight probably. Well, first, we're going to watch BVS and then record.
And then record.
Yeah, look forward to that, guys. That's our spoiler episode this week. We're going to do Batman vs. Superman because Zack Snyder had to come out and talk some shit. So it's relevant. And we've always thought it would be a good episode to do because I'm going to get really angry.
Do you have any other movie shit?
No.
No?
No.
All right, so I listened to something.
You listened to something?
Yeah, I listened to something. So what do you think of Logic's soundtrack?
I bet that you don't like it and I love it.
Really? Why do you think that I don't like it?
I don't know. When I listened to it, I was like, I just feel like Chris probably won't like this. Or
Really?
he'll find something
Why?
new. I don't know. Because you're a hater.
I really liked it.
Oh, good. I'm
Yeah.
glad. I was actually gonna do a shout out on it eventually, but we can talk about it
I was expecting
now.
a little bit.
So
I was expecting something different because you.
Well, the first time I listened to it, I literally cried, and
Yeah.
I can't put my finger on why. I think something about that last song just really got to me.
Yeah.
I felt very connected to that final song.
Mm-hmm.
I love this album. I've been listening to it like all week since it came
Yeah.
out. Did you know that he's a #1 New York Times bookseller now?
Oh, nice.
He's got that's
not?
kind of weird. It's kind of wild. Yeah. Okay. So Supermarket is a novel that Logic, aka Bobby Hall, which is his author name and his real name, just released, and he released an album that serves as a soundtrack to the novel, and also is his 5th album, which is kind of weird because he's releasing another album in like 4 months. And apparently he's been working on it for a long time. It is not a hip hop album. It is like there is some rapping on it, but it is listed as an indie alternative album, I think.
It's hard to quantify what it is.
Exactly.
Like it's hard to put it into a genre. I went into it not expecting as much rap as there was actually in the soundtrack, because there is
3 or 4 songs where he raps on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, where he raps on. There's obviously like a lot of like hip hop influence.
Yeah, there's a lot of hip hop influence. Yes, certainly. There's also like clearly a lot of like Red Hot Chili Peppers influence. A lot of Radiohead influence, stuff like that.
So this is something that I wanted to talk to you about. Like, Logic is known for doing this a lot, and I think that this is probably like my biggest gripe is too strong of a word, because it doesn't like necessarily bother me.
Hold up. It's your biggest hold up. Where you're like,
yeah, like where it's like, man, I wish he didn't do this as much.
Okay.
But it's sort of the sampling, like the oversamplification. And I'm not an audio engineer or a musician or anything, right? So like I'm not, but it's not just like, okay, I'm gonna take this I'm gonna take this literal clip of a song and then repurpose it.
Yeah, like sampling.
Yeah. Well,
like
that
what
is
Kanye
sampling,
does.
but like he'll take a melody from a chorus or.
Well, I mean, the song is called "Baby" on this album, where he takes.
There's a couple times
Oh,
that he does it.
baby, you got what I need.
He takes that
and he uses it.
Yeah,
which is like it's a kind of a thing in music now. There's a lot of people that do that now. It's weird.
We will take like,
Taylor Swift did it on her
this
last
specific-
album. There's a song I hear at work all the time that does it, and I can't remember what it is.
Do you feel like Bobby does it too much?
What other specific examples do you have of it?
I feel like he did it twice in that album.
I don't know what the other one is.
I remember the Biz Markie one off the top of my head. Him doing
that one's really obvious. And he's like kind of tongue in cheek isn't the right word, but he like addresses that he's doing it kind of. He's like, I would be like this, and then yeah.
Interpolation was the specific word that I was looking for.
Interpolation. Okay.
Yeah, interpolate.
Good word. I like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Interpolation. Sorry, I'm looking it up on Google right now, because there was a
which song you're talking about?
Well, not the song, but like the interpolation Wikipedia page.
Oh, okay. So yeah, like I don't know what other song on this album you're thinking of, because that was the only song where I was like, oh, he's interpolating. I didn't know that word, but
yeah,
he's interpolating.
So, interpolation in music is in popular music. Interpolation refers to using a melody or portions of a melody, often with modified lyrics, from a previously recorded song, but re-recording the melody instead of sampling it directly, right? So that "Baby You Got What I Need," that is like an exact example of interpolation. Some interpolation
She only
examples.
needs a friend. Oh, baby, you.
This is actually a pretty interesting list. I fucking went through
Oh, I'm
it.
sure there's a lot.
Yeah. This was a really interesting list. I went like one by one and like listened to each song because like there was a lot of songs that I was like, I know both of these songs and I didn't realize that, you know, this later song was interpolating things off of. Okay. So obviously like an example is like Eminem's "Sing for the Moment."
Yep.
That was an interpolation of "Dream On" by Aerosmith. That's like very obvious. So another one is Frank Ocean's song "White Ferrari."
Okay.
And you don't know Blonde very well, right?
Yeah.
God, you gotta listen to Frank Ocean more, man.
I listen to Channel Orange a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a reason why you kind of
I just really like Channel Orange.
Why you're not listening to Blonde as much?
No.
Well,
I liked it when I listened to it.
Correct yourself. It's fucking great, dude.
I think that I found Channel Orange just like a little bit more. I don't know what the word is. There's just things in Blonde that are just like kind of weird. You know
it's very weird.
It's weird.
So is Channel Orange, though.
Weird. Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Frank Ocean's a weird guy. That's why one of the reasons why I like him. But the song "White Ferrari," he samples or interpolates "Here, There, and Everywhere" by the Beatles, and like I had to like literally like pull up both YouTube pages and then like find the specific song, like because at first I was like, this doesn't sound at all, and then I like found a specific part.
Okay.
And I was like, oh,
there it is. Okay, that's interesting.
Fucking one that I didn't realize, which I feel like it should have been more obvious to me at the time, was Kanye West's "Hell of a Life."
One hell of a life.
Fucking interpolates "Iron Man" by Black Sabbath.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Weird. Are you just gonna go down this
No,
list?
I'm not gonna go down the entire list. I'm not gonna go down. But
are you looking for something specific?
No, I just like what I'm saying is that this is definitely something that Logic has done throughout a lot of his.
I can't think of stuff off the top of my head. I believe you.
Mm-hmm.
You found the other song?
Okay, yeah. So I found the other song. It's literally called "Can I Kick It?"
Can I kick it? Yes, you can.
You don't know A Tribe Called Quest.
Oh, it's A Tribe Called. Oh,
yeah.
That makes sense though. He fucking loves A Tribe Called Quest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's on his first album. That's what they.
And like I said,
Talia talks about it.
And like I said, this is not like a gripe that I have with him. It's just sort of a hang up, like something that like I'm like I wish that he did this less. You know?
I guess I just don't notice it enough. So we've talked about this a little bit before with our separate reactions to Mumford & Sons' album "Believe."
Okay.
I fucking loved it. And you said that it just made you think of a different group or a genre where you were like, other people do this better. And I don't listen to that.
Right.
So I just didn't know it. So it was, for me, its own thing. And I feel like it's kind of a similar thing there where like maybe a lot of times.
If you don't know A Tribe Called Quest at all,
exactly,
then you can listen to "Can I Kick It?" and like not even realize that like this is a hook that you've heard of before. But like, so I listened to "Can I Kick It?" Logic's one, and then went back and listened to A Tribe Called Quest's "Can I Kick It?" Which like the main melody that in rhythm that he's stealing there is "Can I kick it?
Yes, you can. Can I kick it?
Yeah, that's the thing that he's stealing. But the original,
which he doesn't even sing in
A
that
Tribe
song.
Called
whoever the feature is who's singing it.
The original A Tribe Called Quest was actually ripped off a sample from like a 70s rock song called "Walk on the Wild Side."
Okay.
Hey, babe, take a walk on the wild side.
Mm-hmm.
Boom, 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 boom. That's the sample that they took for that A Tribe Called Quest took for that song. So I was just like, and I forgot about that for a second until like I went back and then listened to it. And I was like it's interesting that like they're also sampling. And
Yeah.
I think that
They're
there's
sampling, not interpolating.
Exactly.
It's different.
But like interpolating is also a form of sampling, though, because I'm fairly certain because that's what it said on the Wikipedia page. That's my that's how I know everything about music.
Yep.
Wikipedia. But I don't know. I think that there's a.
It doesn't bother me. I really like the song "Baby," so I liked it. Doesn't bother me. And obviously, I knew what that one was. That's a super famous song.
Well, I've also heard like different interpolations of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's been done multiple times by different people.
Fucking Austin Mahone had one, and I was like, when Austin Mahone, like, so Austin Mahone is like a Justin Bieber type.
Oh, okay.
Right, but he did a song called "Just a Friend." I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
But like.
Oh wait.
Where he interpolated "Just a Friend."
That might play at work.
Yeah.
I feel like that song might play at work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when I heard that, I was like,
there's a different level of how you do it, right? Like you can do something well or poorly.
Mm-hmm. Well, that and like I also, it was hard for me to respect him from the jump because it's Austin Mahone.
Oh shit! Shots fired.
Well, like I don't have any problem. Like I'm a fucking. Like I like Justin Bieber music, you know, so I'm fairly open. I'm fairly open to like to pop music.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just like it just gets to a certain point where I'm like, all right, can't do that. I can't go all the way. You know what I mean? Like I can watch the Oscars, but not the Golden Globes. You know what I'm saying? Like
excuse me, but usually Tina Fey and Amy Poehler do the Golden Globes, and they're great. More entertaining show.
I'm not gonna watch it.
More entertaining show.
I'll watch a clip.
I'll watch their opening monologue.
I don't know. Like I just. There's a line there, obviously, of like when sampling interpolation can cross into sort of lack of creativity, and I think it's easy for people that listen to Logic to sort of perceive that his creativity can be fleeting, because it's just
which is weird,
so
right?
Influenced,
but also like he's done so many different like the Incredible True Story is one of the most creative albums out there, like. It's its own thing, and he writes a novel, and it's like he's a super creative person. It's weird that, and you're right, there can be a perception that maybe he isn't. It's kind of weird.
It depends on like what.
I think it comes in more this way.
What do you find creativity as? Like, how do you define creativity? And
that's its own conversation.
If uniqueness is the most important part of creativity, then it's easy to see that
I don't think
that Bobby is not very
true.
creative.
I don't think that that's true. I don't think that I would say that uniqueness is the most important part of creativity, because I think you could make the argument that every story that's ever told has already been told in a different way. Anyway, I think a lot of people's pushback on Logic is often thinking that it's kind of in a similar vein. They think he like rips off. Like I saw a bunch of the comments after this album came out were like he's just doing like a Radiohead impression or something, and it's like I don't know Radiohead well enough to know, but like I also saw someone that was like this last song is just Creep. I was like, it literally sounds nothing like Creep. He references the lead singer of Radiohead in the song and talks about it, but I know the song Creep, and it doesn't sound like that. Like
at the same time, so I like this soundtrack, but at the same time, I was like, I know the better version of this,
which is
I'll leave it for my shout out.
Oh, okay.
But I did like it, like there was more hip hop in it than I expected, because of the way that you sort of reacted to it.
Yeah.
Like,
well, and if you think about it, like I had just finished listening to it, and the last like 5 or 6 songs don't have any rap.
Do you remember the exact song that sort of got you?
Yeah, it was the last song.
The last song?
Yeah.
That wasn't Supermarket, right? Supermarket.
I love Supermarket.
Supermarket's my favorite.
I love it. It's the song where I was like, that might be my favorite song on there. But like it was a song where I was like, the idea of that song, right? That song could be horrible.
Right.
You could fuck up in the execution of that song, but I think it's great. The last song is called I Love You Forever. It's a really sweet song. It's just really sweet, where he's like, from his perspective, he is singing about how he doesn't feel like he's good enough for someone. And then halfway through the song, he sings from their perspective of like being like, nah, dude, I love you. You're great. And I was like, oh, it's just so sweet.
Yeah.
It's just a sweet, sweet song. Yeah, there's a lot of songs I like DeLorean. I like Time Machine, Pretty Young Girl. There's a lot of good songs. The thing that I wanted to talk about with this album is that how fucking good is Six? Like, Six can do anything. Every album that ever comes out from Logic, one of the first things you will always see in a thread or something is like, Six did it again. It's always, he just always, Six is Logic's producer. Yeah. He's amazing, man. And like, this just showed incredible versatility to me. Like Ludwig level, like, he's not just a hip hop producer. Mm-hmm. Like Ludwig is like that now. Like people, like he's won an Oscar now or whatever, or nominated. I don't remember if he won or not. Yeah, I think he won. Right? Black Panther won. Did he? Something. I don't know. With soundtrack. I don't remember. But like Ludwig can do so many different things, and Ludwig was kind of big for a while, known for working with Childish Gambino. And now, like, I think Six has shown like a similar level of versatility and consistency.
But like the weird thing is, like, he wasn't. The reason that he started working with Childish Gambino is because he was working on Community.
Six is more linked to Logic than Ludwig was to Childish Gambino. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, Ludwig was doing soundtrack for Community, and they started working together, right? Yeah. But yeah, I really enjoyed the album. I kind of thought you wouldn't like it. I don't know why I did. I just kind of assume sometimes that you will just not like things.
No, I liked it.
Oh, good. Mm-hmm. Hey, I just saw something. Remember I was talking about the casting of Black Widow? I just saw something while we were on a little break. There was 2 more announcements to the cast besides David Harbour. Rachel Weisz and...
Is it Weisz or Vice?
I don't know. I've never heard anybody say Vice.
Rachel Weisz.
Is she American?
Rachel Miami Vice.
I don't know. I've never heard anybody say Vice before.
No?
No. But I don't know how often I've heard people say her name either. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's spelled with a W, so until I hear otherwise, I will say it with a W.
Right.
Although it could definitely be a German name, so it makes sense. I don't know. Anyway, the other one, my girl Florence Pugh, blowing up. I'm telling you, dog, blowing up.
There's a big part of me that just wants her to fail.
That's so messed up, dude. Why would you do that?
Like,
why would you wish ill on someone?
Look, nothing bad or anything. I just want her to like have a quick death. Like that's nothing bad. All right. Just a car accident.
Stop. That's so fucked up.
What? I'm not saying. Look,
you're a bad person.
Look, it's not. I don't have anything against her. I just want her to never succeed because of you.
Because I had an inkling that she would succeed, and you don't want my inkling to be right?
It's absolutely not personal.
Listen, man, got a sixth sense for these things in this specific situation. Do you have anything else? You want to do some shout-outs? Do you want to just tell me about that album you were just talking about?
Yeah, let's go right into shout-outs. All right, so my shout-out, and linking back to this Logic thing, I don't even know why I forgot about this album for so long. I never thought to bring it up as a shout-out. But Kid Cudi's Speedin' Bullet to Heaven.
Oh, okay.
Kid Cudi's Speedin' Bullet to Heaven.
I've never listened to it, but I know right. What it is.
So a lot of people are fans of Kid Cudi, right? And I think that he's probably one of the most influential hip-hop artists, especially within the past 15, 20 years, right? Fucking just the amount of people that you hear about in the business that are like, yeah, like Kid Cudi, I wouldn't have been able to exist. My music wouldn't have been the same without Cudi. And I think...
Even Logic
would exist.
That, yeah.
Logic would agree with that.
Yeah.
But so 3-4 years ago, Speedin' Bullet to Heaven was released. And it is like a complete divergence from the normal stuff that he kind of makes. It is like, it's him making a Nirvana album.
Yeah.
That's the easiest way. It's alternative rock.
Yeah.
And
which
it is
done way better than when Lil Wayne tried to make a rock album.
Yeah. It's even guys like Andre 3000 said on like a radio interview.
Very respectable musician.
Well, he was like people are sleeping on this fucking Cudi album. But Speedin' Bullet to Heaven is it's very long.
There's a lot of songs on here.
Over 20?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. It is an album that if I'm not even sure if you just like Kid Cudi, if that's enough in order to get you into.
Because it's so different than his normal stuff.
And it's there's a lot of kind of cringy stuff in it too. A lot of stuff that it's almost too vulnerable. You know, like, and that's something that's one of the reasons why I love Kid Cudi is the fact that he's so vulnerable and the way that he's like.
Well, he's talked about how he struggled with depression and stuff like that. Being really open about it,
and it's just obviously like that's an example for me to like have something in common. It's a common ground between me and him. Is like the mental shit that he kind of goes through, but this album is so like. It's so vulnerable that I like it. You know what I mean? I think that a lot of people can listen to this album and be like, look, this shit ain't for me. Like he has a song called Judgmental Cunt.
Yeah. I just saw that and I was like, that's weird.
He has a song called where he's just like screaming throughout the entire thing. But it's all of it is like well articulated though and well composed. And like, even though it's like a really good punk album in that kind of sense. I think he has another song called "Fragile" on there. That's really good.
Fragile.
Yeah. But yeah, just it's really sensitive, really like moody. But the entire time that I was listening to Supermarket, I was like, this is like such a switch up. But like, I feel like Speed and Bullet to Heaven is the better example of this kind of thing.
A switch up.
Of like
because it doesn't sound like Speed and Bullet to Heaven is the same like genre as Supermarket to me.
I definitely think that there's specific songs that you could be like, because there is a lot of acoustic stuff.
You
know how there's like a lot of acoustic stuff in Kids See Ghosts? Like there's a lot of acoustic production in there. Speed and Bullet to Heaven is like that as well.
Okay, cool.
But it's not as hip hoppy for sure.
Okay,
there isn't as many synths or anything.
I would not be surprised to find out that one of Logic's biggest inspirations for taking a leap like this was that album. That wouldn't surprise me at all.
Yeah.
Because I know he's a huge fan of Kid Cudi, and I could see the idea that someone like Kid Cudi taking a risk like that would inspire Bobby to take a risk like that, which I think is interesting and cool. And I like that we live in a time where more and more different types of artists are willing to branch out into different forms of art. And I think that like I don't think it's been happening for that long. Like, I think Childish Gambino is one of the earliest examples that I can think of someone who succeeded in so many different things despite people being like, no, you're this thing. And he was like, no, I'm all these things. And now he's Donald Glover and he's whatever he wants. And I think now there's more and more people that feel like they can be free to pursue whatever their interests are, which I think is awesome. And I think it's more than just artists too. I think you see it in athletes and stuff where, you know, like the LeBrons of the world, or like even like Kevin Durant has like a production thing that he does. I don't know. I haven't watched any of his stuff, but
good. I'm not sure if it's good.
I don't either, but I know it exists. I know that they're you know, even athletes are like that we can pursue different things. Yeah.
So I misspoke. It's not called Fragile. It's called Handle with Care. I really like Handle with Care.
I can see how you could confuse that though.
Well, he also says I'm fragile and I'm delicate. That's part of the chorus. And the song Speed and Bullet to Heaven, both versions. There is a regular version on the album as well as an acoustic version. But like, there's also a really weird thing that this album does that where like a lot of the songs are bookended with Beavis and Butthead skits.
That's weird.
It's almost like this album was like ripped out of the 90s. Like it just has like that sort of MTV feel about it. But yeah, I really enjoyed it.
So I looked through that track list and it's super long. Do really long albums dissuade you from listening to them?
They can.
They do for me. Like, if something has more than like 15 songs, I'm way less likely to listen to it.
It makes me less likely to listen to it in its entirety.
Yeah.
Right? Because like
I won't listen to any of Drake's last 3 albums because they're so freaking long.
Right. But there's like a Good Kid, Mad City. I'll listen to the entirety of that album instead of just like sort of cherry picking. Whereas this album, I cherry pick a lot more.
Good Kid, Mad City and To Pimp a Butterfly are really long.
I mean, all of Kendrick's shit. I don't think that any of Kendrick's stuff is.
Damn isn't super long. I don't think.
No.
Yeah, that's interesting. Okay, my turn. Let's see. So I had like 2 this week that I thought of adding to my list. I'm trying to pick which one to use. I'm going to do this one because I think it's a little bit more topical and can be jumped on more quickly. Game of Zones.
Okay.
So Game of Zones, which you still haven't watched, right?
I've seen all of Game of Zones.
No, you haven't.
I swear to God, I've
You
seen
watched them
all?
all?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Did I not tell you that?
No, you didn't.
Yeah.
Game of Zones is a comedy spoof that Bleacher Report does, combining Game of Thrones with the NBA, and it's so nichey, but like in my niche and your niche too, I think.
Yeah.
That like, oh God, I love it. It's so funny.
See, like it's a weird combination of niches, but like both of those niches by themselves are so broad that it's easy.
So many people like Game of Thrones and so many people like the NBA.
Yeah.
That smashing them together works really well.
Like the center of that Venn diagram is bigger than you would think.
Yeah.
Because Game of Thrones is so successful and NBA is
huge.
It's at its peak right now.
It's the fastest growing sport. I think that's true. Like, that's a real thing. It's like the fastest growing. Anyway, yeah, it's like 2 dudes that make it, and they do all the voices themselves, I think.
Yeah.
And it's super fucking funny.
Yeah.
And it's also like its own little universe. Like throughout the seasons, it's like grown in lore and shit while staying relevant to how Game of Thrones changed. It's ridiculous and it's great.
And silly.
Yeah, very silly.
And knowledgeable too.
Yeah,
They have to know about both worlds in order to
goes deep. Like there's like, like scenes like in libraries where if you pause and read the book titles and like it goes deep into like referential humor and referencing both the NBA and Game of Thrones things amazingly done.
Simultaneous.
Yeah, it's really good. It's very, very funny. I think you can find it all on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I watched it.
Yeah, it's all on YouTube. I actually might go back and watch all of it just to refresh on where we are in the current world of Game of Zones before the new season kicks off. I think very soon. They usually do it in the playoffs.
I was about to say season 6, right?
They usually do every season during the playoffs, and they're never long enough.
And well, like they're also like fucking so short.
Yeah. Well, I've kind of made it seem like a TV show, haven't I? Yeah. They're like 4 minutes per episode.
You can watch all 5 seasons
in an hour tops. Yeah. Maybe half an hour.
Yeah. I watched all of them in one night.
Yeah. Yeah. They're super good. Very funny. Very topical. And the new season will be coming out very soon with the NBA playoffs starting. So that's the shout-outs. Game of Zones and Kid Cudi's Speedin' Bullet to Heaven.
Yeah. To Heaven.
With the number 2, not the word 2.
Bullet to Heaven.
Speedin' with an apostrophe after the N. Bullet to the number Heaven. Yeah, this has been the Chris and Kyle Show. Been fun. Good to be back. It kind of feels like we've been gone a long time because we haven't recorded in so long. But we haven't been. We are going to be doing, as I mentioned earlier, Batman vs. Superman for our spoiler episode this week. Should be fun. Should be a little bit of an event. There was a little taste of me. What did I get triggered about that one time? What did we do? I can't remember. I have no idea. We did a spoiler episode once where I got like pretty triggered, but I think
Venom?
I think it was Venom.
Yeah.
But this will definitely be the most triggered I will probably ever get on this show. Should be fun.
Venom was like for sure like the most Discord that we've had.
Probably.
Probably. We were digging into each other.
Hey man, how do you feel now?
Either that,
6 months later or 4 or 5 months later? Do you still think
my opinion hasn't really changed? It's my best favorite movie.
Best movie of all time. You couldn't even say it right.
It's my best movie.
It's my best movie.
It's my best favorite movie.
Gonzaga knows? Gonzaga exists?
Venom exists.
No limits. Hey, Venom, no limits. All right. Find Chris on chrismichaelstod.com. Check out his scripts. Chris Michael Stod on Instagram. Find me, Davinwell25 on Twitter and Instagram. Find the show, The Chris and Kyle Show, on YouTube, on all podcasting platforms, on Facebook, on the Instagram. Find it tcaks pod on Twitter. We are not having a poll this month because your brother secured the win in the bracket challenge.
We're gonna end up watching Blue Chips.
Yep. Yeah. Cool. We out.
Stay weird.